Hello there, great person, and welcome back to Let's Read the Wheel of Time. Today we are at chapter 39, and it is called Threads in the Pattern. So we've got threads in the pattern. Let's see what kind of lore and greater story bits we get to know about today. I hope we're still with the Aiel women, and yeah, I hope we learn more about them. Okay. So we are with the Aiel. And by the way, yeah, it's the Ouroboros wheel again as a cover thing. So this is an important chapter, perhaps. Yeah, and Avienda is pretty impressed, I think, and pretty shaken emotionally because Dailin, whatever you pronounce that. Yeah, let's actually look it up. How you pronounce that? Dailin. Um, it's not in the appendix. Unfortunate. So I will call her Dailin. Um, and Avienda tells them that, yeah, that the thing Nynaeve just did is pretty interesting and strong, and that she did not expect that anyone could ever do that, even though she had heard rumors in her sept. So yeah, Asedai, I owe you a debt. That's always good to have Aiel indebted to you. My water is yours, and the shade of my septole will welcome you. Eileen is my second sister. Uh, can you become second sister as well? Like through an oath. I mean, first sister, yes, you can become that through an oath, apparently, but yeah. Okay, close blood acid, I owe a blood debt. Oh, that's bad. I mean, it's good, but yeah. I think blood debts are, yeah, they can go south pretty quickly, I think, in stories. So I hope this will work out well. If I have any blood to spill, I will spill it myself. Nynaeve said, yeah, she probably will. If you wish to repay me, tell me if there is a ship to Jureen, the next village south of here. The village where the soldiers fly the white lion banner. There was a ship there when I scouted yesterday. The old stories mention ships, but it was strange to see one. Yeah, right. They haven't seen ships. That's. I hope they ride a ship, but they'll be probably seasick should they do so. So yeah. I have done what I can for the girl Avienda, and we must go on. All that she needs now is food and rest, and try not to let people stick swords in her. Ah, yeah, I hope they accompany them now, please. What comes, comes as a die. Avienda, feeling as you do about rivers, how do you cross them? I'm sure there's at least one river nearly as big as the Erinin between here and the waste. The Alguenya, unless you went around it. Yeah, that's weird. How do they cross a river? Like, do they use bridges or like these things that they had in the show, where you pull yourself with the raft, like a ferry? You have many rivers, but some have things called bridges where we had need to cross, and others we could wait. For the rest, Julian remembered that wood floats. Okay, so they float in trunks of whitewood. That's pretty interesting. It reminds me a bit of Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, where they are in the what do you call the barrels? Yeah. Okay, so they crossed the big river on those. Wow, that's pretty courageous if they're afraid of rivers this much. Yeah. We had best be on our way. Nynaeve said. In a moment, Elaine told her, Aviendo, why have you come all this way and put up with such hardship? Yes, now they're gonna talk about Rand. Oh god, please talk about Rand. That would be so cool. Avienda shook her head disgustedly. We have not come far at all. We were among the last to set out. The wise ones nipped at me like wild dogs circling a calf, saying I had other duties. Huh. Okay, so they were one of the last groups. We seek the one foretold, he who comes with the dawn. Yes, I see. He will lead us out of the threefold land. Prophecies say he was born of Fadaris May. Interesting. So Rand, and I think that has to do with the legend they told us last chapter that the Aes Sedai were like they committed a sin against the Aes Sedai, and that's why they were banished to the wastes. So now I think they following Rand or the one who comes at dawn means being washed clean of the sin. That's what I understand from this. So that's pretty cool if that's the case. I thought you said the maidens of the spear were not allowed to have children. I'm sure I was taught that. The maiden bears a child. She gives the child to the wise ones of her sept, and they pass the child to another woman in such a way that no one knows whose child it is. Oh, that's pretty sad. Yeah. She too sounded as if she were explaining that stone is hard. Yeah. Every woman wants to foster such a child in the hope she may raise he who comes with the dawn. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, so every child a spear maid gets or bears was given to others and they want that because they hope. Yeah, okay, I see. Or she may give up the spear and wed the man. There are sometimes reasons one must give up the spear, yeah. Why though? Except that now the wise ones say he is to be found here beyond the Dragon Ball. How do they know? How do they get that new information? Blood of our blood mixed with the old blood raised by an ancient blood, not ours. Yeah, by Manethran blood. You have asked many questions, Aes Sedai. I wish to ask one. You must understand that we look for omens and signs. Why do 3 Aes Sedai walk a land where the only hand without a knife in it is a hand too weak with hunger to grasp the hilt? Where do you go? Tyr, Nynaeve said. Okay, so she tells them. Oh, please tell them that they are good, like that they want the same thing basically. Like not really, but they both want like Rand in a way. Okay, perhaps Egwene and Nynaeve and Elaine want to also find Blackadder, but they're probably gonna see Rand there, and yeah. Tyr, Avienda said in a cautious tone. 3 Aes Sedai is walking through a troubled land on their way to Tyr. This is a strange thing. Why do you go to Tyr, Aes Sedai? Oh, and now they are very, very tense and like, oh, this is something is weird here. We hunt some evil women, Nynaeve said carefully, dark friends. Shadow runners. Jolene twisted her mouth around the word. Yeah. So they don't like them. Shadow runners and Tyr and 3 Aes Sedai seeking the heart of the stone, yeah. Did not say we were going to the heart of the stone. I merely said I didn't want to stay here till it falls to dust. Egwene, Elaine, are you ready? Okay, so Elaine, like, Egwene asks Elaine, why did you reveal her yourself? Wasn't that a bit, yeah, like, stupid? And Elaine says, no, and she says, and this is a weird line, I was taught that they do not think of the Aiel War as a war at all. So what do they think of it as? So I know they are stranger land, but no one can call 3 years of battles anything but a war. I do not care how much they fight among themselves. A war is a war. Yeah, that's true. Oh wow, to the Aiel, it was not a war; it was an execution. Thousands of Aiel crossed the spine of the world, but apparently they saw themselves more like leave takers or headsmen, come after King Laman of Caerhien for the crime of cutting down Avendoraldera. Okay, so the Avendosora sibling is called Avendoraldera. I think I didn't know that. I only remember Avendosora. So yeah, why did the Aiel offer them peace? Yeah, given along with the right to cross the waste. Perhaps they thought that he who comes at dawn was Caerhien of Caerhien descent. Perhaps I don't know. Yeah, not even Varen had any idea of how the Aiel had come by a sapling of Avendosora. For one thing, the old books were clear that it made no seed. So how did they get something like that? And no one knew where the Tree of Life was. Yeah. Or of why the Aiel had called the Caerhienin the Water Sharers, or insisted that trains of merchant wagons fly a banner bearing the trefoil leaf of Avendosora. What happened there? That's so weird. Yeah, that is really, really weird. Huh. But I think Wasn't the green man tending to the tree of life? So I think the green man knew where it was, if I remember correctly. Lamanson, yeah. Yeah, and Kerhanen, who ventured into the waste, now vanished. Yeah, pretty bad. Baron claimed they were said to be sold as animals in the lands beyond the waste, but not even she understood how a man or a woman could be sold. Ask the Shonchan. I mean, technically they don't sell people, but you know, it's similar. Gwen, you know who he who comes with the doll must be, don't you? Yes. You do not mean... I think so, yeah. On the slopes of Dragon Mount shall he be born, born of a maiden wedded to no man, yeah. Gwen, Red does look like an Aiel, yeah. Yeah, who is Rand's real father, by the way? I never wondered, because for me, Temus's father. But who is Rand's real father? Will we know? Will we get to know about that? I don't know. You handled that very well, Nynaeve. The healing and the rest too. I do not think they ever doubted you were Aes Sedai, or that we all were, because of the way you bore yourself. Yeah, that's true. Nynaeve really, really did a good job there. Yeah. This is the first time I've ever really watched what is done during a healing. It makes making lightning look like mixing oat cake. Thank you. She's a bit, yeah. Oh, I'm so sad that the Aiel are not with them. Oh, great. So they are suddenly attacked by men. Okay, that was weird. And they hit her. How? How do they get, like, it's the second time they got, like, someone got the drop on them in, like, what, two hours? Okay, so she's tied up and lying on a boat, I think. You better hope Eden does believe you did see those rings before you did decide. Yeah, okay. Oh no, she's on a horse. Okay, that's why she's... I thought she was on a boat and that's why she was rocking when she's on a horse. Okay. Okay, and she can't cast, so she's reaching out for Saidar, but she can't use it for some strange reason. Okay. Probably because her head still hurts. Okay, so they're like in a mining pit or whatever. I'm a bit confused. So, but there's a log house in the wall. Okay. Yeah, it's a camp. Okay, so it's a camp. I think, yeah, okay, so it's a problem. She currently cannot cast, but does she need her hands or do you not need your hands? I'm not sure. I think in the TV show they needed their hands, but... Oh, and they just hit her on the head again. Okay, why do they keep doing that? That's pretty mean. Okay, so she's not, like, she's in a weird room and she's not tied anymore. Is that clever? Because she can probably, like, channel now. Oh, and there's yeah, the wall's made of stone, so as she is earth magician, so to speak, that might be good. Okay, now she thinks of healing Elaine a bit because Elaine's face is a bit bloodied. Okay, so what's in the room next to them? A weird man. He has not come yet. I do not like dealing with that kind. So is a murderer coming? 3 Aes Sedai. Good prices for Aes Sedai if you have the belly to deal with the right buyer. If you're ready to risk having your belly ripped out through your mouth, should you try selling him a pig in a sack? Not so safe as slitting the crew's throats on a trader's ship, eh, cock? Not so easy, wouldn't you say? So they're like bandits or whatever. And they probably caught a murderer or whatever. Perhaps murderer detective will make an appearance today. That would be nice. I miss him. They are Aes Sedai. They must be, and the rings prove it, I tell you. Oh, and they took the ring. Okay, yeah, why? She can just destroy all of them, I think, so probably. Any one of them could kill us all, Fortune pick me. Yeah, that's right. What if one of them does wake up before he does come? Yes. They'll not wake for hours. Yeah, but Gwen's already... Whoa, that's so dumb of them. Why are they so
Mm.
stupid? Like, all they're doing is doing... Whatever. Whatever it was, your granny lied to you. You should have strangled. She should have strangled you in your cradle. Yeah. Before this he came, this man who thought he could buy Aes Sedai like a bloody Seanchan, she would have Nynaeve and Lena on their feet. Yes. Okay, Nynaeve's awake as well, and she like makes sure she's not crying out. But yeah, they gave us something to make us sleep, but it wasn't very successful. Yeah, why not? Why not? Sleep well root. Yeah, what does sleep well root do? It clears headaches so you can sleep. It makes you a little drowsy, but that is all. All they did was help clear the pain of being hit in the head. Unfortunate idiots, unfortunate. So yeah, they are gonna wake up Elaine and then they're gonna attack them probably. Yeah, and the Gwyn's like, yeah, there is 100 guys outside. You don't mind me use the one power, do you? Oh god, Elaine's skull is broken. She's barely breathing. That's pretty bad. She's dying as surely as Dylan was. Oh god, heal her. Please tell me Elaine's not gonna die now. Took my herbs. I can't not without the herbs. Burn them all. I can't do it without. Yeah, okay, so she's doing it again. She's making herself angry again. Burn you, girl. I did not bring you all this way to die. I should have left you scrubbing pots. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Nynaeve healed her again. And she tried to like cover her mouth so Elaine doesn't make a sound, but that way she was like ripped into the cast a bit. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay, so she healed Elaine. That's good. Okay, okay, so she's just hungry. Okay, so now just F them up. Now we're going to show these louds what it means to meddle with us. Yes. There were 3 murderers in the room when they looked through the cracks. Oh, murder detective coming for Aes Sedai. He is coming fast. 3 Aes Sedai. And 1 carried this. They are the ones I seek. You will be well rewarded, human. Yeah, you're all gonna die though. Yeah, and now they're preparing for them, like to kill the murderer when they come into the room. Okay. I itch, human. Are you sure they sleep? Probably not. Okay, so Egwene has now opened the door. Let's see what she does. What? And the outer door swung open, black V of death flowing in from it. Oh man, that's what I hoped. Oh, that is exactly what I hoped. Oh god, you are just gonna kill them all. Oh, I love this. Oh. You effed with the wrong people. Taps you right. Oh man. The room erupted in screams and shouts as men clawed for their swords to fight, stabbing Aiel's spears. Ah, yes, I love this. So they might, after all, accompany them. Please now make them go together. Okay, so let's see how they fare against the murderer now. Oh, yeah. The murderer drew blades blacker than their garb and fought for their lives too. Gwen had once seen 6 cats all fighting each other. This was that 100-fold. And yet in seconds, silence reigned, or almost silence. The human not wearing a black veil lay dead with a spear through him. 1 pinned Eden to the wall. Well, Eden, you were a piece of shit, so I don't care. 2 Aiel died. Oh. And the murderer are back to back in the center of the room. And 1 is wounded. 2 are wounded. Oh wow, there are more Aiel that are fighting outside. Oh, they fucked up so bad, these bandits. Ah, the Aiel are with their spears and their bucklers. Let's go, murderer, let's dance with us. I like that because that's what they say, dancing with the spear, so them giving like this rhythm, it really fits that image. I really like that. Ah, this is so cool. This is so fucking cool. Let's go. Let's go. The murderer seemed uncertain, uneasy. That's so badass. The introduction to the Aiel here is so badass. This is the first real Aiel battle we see. Wow. Dance with me, Shadow Man, one of the Aiel called suddenly, tauntingly. He sounded like a young man. Oh, there are men as well. So it's not just the maidens. That's so cool. Dance with me, Eyeless. That was a woman. Dance with me, dance with me. Oh God. You know what? I hope they do that in the show. And that's gonna be one of the best scenes in the show, probably, if they do this right. Oh my God. I can just picture them like, and them just taunting them. I think that it is time. And three women glowing with Sadar stepped out of the door, yeah. It seemed as though for the murderer the Aiel had ceased to exist, and for the Aiel the murderer, yeah. Gwen could almost feel the Halfmen's knowledge of their own deaths in its stare. What a line. What a well-written line. I love it. Halfmen knew women embracing the true source when they saw them. Yeah, I mean, we know, and that's why the one like was like, are they really sleeping? But yeah. She was sure she could feel a desire for her death too, if theirs could buy hers, and an even stronger desire to strip the soul out of her flesh and make both playthings for the shadow as a desire to, yeah. I'll take no more of this, Egwene growled, and unleashed a flow of fire. Good. Why don't you use bale fire, whatever that is? Yeah, I don't know what it is. We will find out. Oh, and the murderer just started to burn. That's okay. Even as the flames consumed the Halfmen, the very air seemed suddenly to push them together in midair, crushing them into a ball of fire and blackness that grew smaller and smaller. Oh, that's so badass. Who was that? Was that Elaine or was that Nynaeve? I think that was Elaine. I think that was Elaine because Nynaeve now does something different. But she might have done both things. So they just crushed them with air. It's so badass. Something shot out of Nynaeve's hands, a thin bar of white light that made a noonday sun seem dark, a bar of fire that made molten metal seem cold, connecting her hands to the murderer, and they ceased to exist as if they had never been. I think this is my favorite fight scene. Like, I don't know why, it's very short, but I hope they do this one-to-one in the show down the line. That would be so good. And Eve gave a startled jump, and the glow around her vanished. Okay, so that was probably balefire. So balefire is fire that burns existence away, perhaps. So it's like Amaterasu and Greek fire. Like in a way, it seems like it's not fire really, but it's something that doesn't stop burning and will like reduce things to ash. I like that. I didn't know what that was. Balefire, Egwene thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I did not see a thing of what she did, Egwene thought sadly. The Aiel unveiled themselves then, a trifle hastily, Egwene thought, as if to tell her and the others, and the other two, they were no longer ready to fight. Yeah, and Egwene is reminded of Waters when she like looks at the Aiel, though I think they might be even more effective than Waters. Like they seem of the same skill level as Lan because Lan fought a one murderer 1-to-1, so perhaps Lan's a bit stronger. I don't know. Oh yeah, Avienda is one of the women there. Nynaeve started towards the fallen Aiel. There is no need, Aes Sedai, the older man said. They took Shadowman's steel. Yeah, unfortunate. Oh no. Dylan was one of the two that died. Wow. Oh no. That's so sad. I don't know why that's really well written, but it's so sad. Uh, Dylene, like she repaid her debt, and yeah, whatever. That's so interesting and meaningful. But yeah, I did not heal her so she could die like this. Death comes to us all, Avienda began. But when Nynaeve rounded on her, she fell silent. Yeah, better not poke her now. Shadowman still kills, Avienda says. It does not wound. They know little of some things, Ruark. I am sorry, Elaine said in a clear voice, that we interrupted your dance. Perhaps we should not have interfered. Egwene gave her a startled look, then saw what she was doing. Put them at ease and give Nynaeve a chance to cool down. Yeah, because otherwise, if Nynaeve stays angry, better run, guys, better run. You were handling things quite well, she said. Perhaps we offended by putting our noses in. I love that. Elaine is such a good diplomat. Like, Elaine, like, I've rarely seen diplomatic characters written well, but Elaine's written very well. It's not even her main trait. It is very logical that she's good at it, but there was never outright stated that she's a good diplomat. It's just shown again and again now that she is, and it's so cool. I love that. Ruark says, "Oh no, that was Ruark's chuckle. As to die, I for one am glad of whatever it was you did." We could have killed them, but 3 Shadowmen, they would have killed 2 or 3 of us, certainly, perhaps all, and I cannot say we would have finished them all. For the young, death is an enemy they wish to try their strength against. For those of us a little older, she is an old friend, an old lover, but one we are not eager to meet again soon. Yeah. I like that. So the death in the Aiel culture is female. Cool stuff. Like, it's like in Sandman. Yeah. I should thank you, and I do. I will admit, I am surprised to see you, though. Avienda, did you expect to find us here? How? I followed you to see what you would do. I saw the man take you, but I was too far back to help. I was sure you must see me if I came too close. So I stayed 100 paces behind. By the time I saw you could not help yourselves, it was too late to try alone. Okay, and then she just, like, took some more Aiel and they just mauled 100 people. Okay. I'm sure you did what you could, Egwene said. And she's like, she was just 100 paces behind. I didn't see her. What? Yeah, the good old stealthy Aiel. I also like, by the way, that Aiel can not only, like, because they're desert people, but they can camouflage themselves everywhere, even in forests and stuff. I really like that. So they're very, very good at what they're doing, and they naturally understand the surroundings. So makes them seem very, very clever and aware of their surroundings. Oh god, I love Aiel. I would read a book with an Aiel main character just going through Aiel life and, I don't know, becoming the chief of one high sept or whatever, or of one sept. Or the, like, one maiden of the spear becoming the queen of a sept. I don't know. That would be so cool. I knew where Korra must be, and he knew where Dale and Luwine were, and they knew. Huh. I did not expect to find any clan chief, much less my own, among these who came. Who leads the Tarat Aiel, Ruark, with you here? Oh, so her boss came. So Ruark is the clan chief. So he's probably pretty badass. Let's see if he's similar to Stilgar. Stilgar, yeah. The Sept, again, what does it mean? The Sept chiefs will take their turns and try to decide if they truly wish to go to Ruidian when I die. What is Ruidian? I will first look at the pronunciation. I will not look at what the description says, because I don't want to spoil myself, but I don't want to mispronounce it. It's not here. Okay, it's not here. So there's a lot of pronunciation not in the book. Unfortunate, but yeah. Okay. I would not have come except that Amis and Bear and Melaine and Sienna stalked me like a rich cat after a wild goat. The dream said I must go. They asked if I truly wanted to die old and fat in a bed. I like Amis and Bear and Melaine and Sienna. I hope we meet them. And Avienda laughed, as if at a great joke. Now we've got insider jokes of Aiel. I have heard it said that a man caught between his wife and a wise one often wishes for a dozen old enemies to fight instead. A man caught between a wife and 3 wise ones, and the wife, a wise one herself, must consider trying to slay Zeitblinder. I love this chapter. Oh, I love it. I love it. The thought came to me, he said. So who's his wife? Amos. It's probably Ami's. Because I assume he would name his wife first. Oh, okay, they are in alphabetical order, so we might not know. Amos, Bear, Melaine, and Sienna. Ah, okay. So the heavier ring was Lan's ring. I didn't understand that, but yeah, now I understand. Okay. All things must change, but I would not be part of that change if I could set myself aside from it. Triacidai, traveling to Tyr. You spoke of dreams, Egwene said. Do your wise ones know what their dreams mean? That would be good, because then she would understand, like, perhaps her dreams more. Some do. Okay. You must speak to them to know more. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps, Egwene, you should travel there and speak to them. Perhaps they will tell an Aes Sedai. They do not tell men. Yeah, of course not. Except what the dreams say we must do, yeah. And one of them carries a ring I have heard of as a boy, the ring of Malkieri kings. They rode with the Shinarans against the Aiel in my father's time. They were good in the dance of the spears, but Malkier fell to their blight. Oh, yes, it did, but not its prince. It said only a child king survived, and he calls the death that took his land as other men called beautiful women, yep. All strange sights I thought I might see when Melaine harried me out of my own hold and over the dragon wall, none has been so strange as this. So Melaine is his wife, I assume. The path you set me is one I never thought my feet would follow. So he thinks Nynaeve set his path here? Interesting. Yeah, they might accompany them now. I set no paths for you. Yeah, okay, so I got it. Okay, I thought I misunderstood that he meant Nynaeve, but yeah, Nynaeve set a path for him now. Why? All I want is to continue my journey. These men had horses. We will take 3 of them and be on our way. In the night, Aes Sedai. Yeah, okay. So Nynaeve wants to rest a bit and then go. Okay, so Aiel eat dried up goat meat, which, yeah, probably tastes good, I assume. Yeah, and Elaine eats a lot because she was healed, yes. Okay, and Aiel don't like ride on horses? Why not? Perhaps because they're not used to it. Oh, and the Aiel, like, go with them on foot, at least now. Perhaps they will part. I hope they don't. I hope they go with them, but... So 5 Aiel died. And 19 survived against 100. Yeah, that's pretty badass. Or more than 100. I think the 100 was an estimate. At first, Egwene tried holding Mist to a slow walk, but the Aiel thought this was very funny. I will race you 10 miles and we shall see who wins, your horse or I, Avienda said. I hope Avienda will be in the show. I can't wait for Avienda. I really like her. I don't know why. It's like this. Sometimes when characters appear, they're cool and I like them immediately without, like, I don't know why. It's like the same with the Falcon girl. What was her name? Zarina? I like her too, because even though I don't know that much about her. Oh, are they really parting now in Durine? Fare you well, Aes Sedai. May you always find water and shade. Yes. Perhaps we will meet again before the change comes. What is the change? Is the change the next breaking event, so to speak, or whatever? Okay, now they're running away. That's so sad. Why couldn't they stay with us? You could have told them, and you know where Rand was and that he was going to Tyr. Even, yeah, okay, they don't know that, but... Yeah, what did he mean by that? Perhaps we will meet again before the change. Yes, what did he mean? Okay, so in Jareen, Andor people hold the city, and they will probably help Elaine. Because Elaine's the dog, whatever. Okay, no, okay, so Elaine keeps her face hidden so they don't notice who she is. Okay, and they're like, people are hitting on them. Of course they are. I mean, they're in a war and probably, I mean, the Undermen are not really in a war yet. They will probably, like, they did provoke it, a war, by running into the Carrion countryside and taking villages. But so there's gonna be war probably. But yeah, they want to be reminded of love. Nynaeve slapped one man's face. That almost made Egwene laugh, and Elaine smiled openly. Egwene thought Nynaeve had been pinched, and despite the glare on her face, she did not look entirely displeased either. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, and they're hiding their rings. That's cool. It's good that they didn't take away her stone Terrangrail. It's like the bandit, so it didn't get like damaged or whatever. Okay, so they find the ship. It's not that fast, but it's big and has a lot of stuff on it. I saw Eliso hung up on something upriver this morning. He'll not get off soon, I'm thinking. That's what a fast ship brings you, yes. Yeah. Okay. That was the chapter. Loved it. This one was so badass. That was very cool. So it was the first official bigger fight with Aiel. I really liked that. I really enjoyed that, and yeah, hope you did too. Hope you enjoyed the content. So consider liking and subscribing if you did enjoy this. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow probably. And as always, take care of yourself. Bye.